It was something that I would never wish on my worst enemy. It was December of 2002, and I got sick with the flu on about a Tuesday. I was on my way to the bathroom, and I almost passed out. Through that night, I had no idea what was going on at first. I was in the emergency room and just hearing them saying they can't find a pulse and they can't find a vein. And I knew it was getting bad when I heard the echocardiologist say that she was called in, especially for me. Once the cardiologist came, it was probably about a half an hour or so, and they decided they should probably move immediately. And the surgeon came in because they didn't think I was going to make it through the night if I waited. I had what's called myocarditis, which was caused by the flu, because instead of attacking my lungs and causing pneumonia, it had traveled into my heart. And the cardiologist came in and said that I was going to need an artificial heart, which I couldn't believe at the time, and it was very shocking. My dad almost passed out actually when he heard what they had to say. I don't remember exactly what they said to me about my prognosis, but I remember my parents telling me that the doctors told them when I went into the OR that I had a 1 in 3 chance of making it out of surgery. I'd keep my own heart and they'd be able to take the pump out once my heart healed. I had a 1 in 3 chance of them putting the pump in and it not working, or I had a 1 in 3 chance of not making it out of surgery at all. It was never an option that I wasn't going to make it or that this wasn't going to work. It was always going to work, and I was going to heal, and my heart was going to recover, and everything was going to be fine. Coming out of it, I actually don't remember 3 days of my life, but the first thing I remember was this pump in my stomach, because it's about this big around and weighs about 5 pounds and is about 2 inches thick. And then also I remember looking down and seeing the staples down my chest because they had to crack my chest bone open to get in there. The first thing I actually said, my dad told me later, was that I didn't have Christmas presents yet for them. And the second was that to tell the marching band that I couldn't go on the bowl trip with them. When I first got sick, I was in the process of changing majors because I realized that music was what I loved and that's what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And then when I was in the hospital, I received a letter that said I had been accepted to the School of Music, which was really a bright day in all of the process. And the marching band was amazing. They were people that helped me through a lot. The day before they left for the bowl game, came in and said that they're thinking about me and everything. And I watched a tape of the bowl game later, and my section, which is the baritone section, had blown a picture up of me, about a life-size picture, and put my head on a stick and brought it to the bowl game, and it actually made it on the TV. So the Get on the Stick was on TV. I remember putting my hand right here on my chest and looking up at my dad and saying that, he said, I can feel my heartbeat. And he's like, well, yeah, because the pump is pumping. And I said, no, I feel the pump and then I feel my heart behind it. And that was the one day when I knew everything was going to be okay. They thought I was going to be in the hospital for at least a year with the LVAD and then be able to go home after that. Since I'm young and active, I recovered faster than they ever expected. When I got it taken out, it was a relief, and I knew that I was going to be okay, and that was a big stepping point. The doctors all said I was a miracle child. My dad's a band director, so I've grown up with drum corps my whole life. I actually have a ticket from a drum corps show in my baby book because my dad had to miss a show because I was born. I've gone to shows as long as I can remember, and the Phantom Regiment has been a corps that I've always loved. And I always wanted to march somewhere, so I decided to try out, and I made it, which was amazing. And even after all this, I am really glad I'm doing this. And when people say, I can't believe you're doing that, I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna let this get in my way.